The case between Ripple and SEC is very important, and Ripple is now more likely than ever to win. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the best signs ever for the stock market. It's possible that this XRP movie will be the most important thing you ever see. Take it one step at a time. No, not to Benny. XRP is back in the news, and it's not just because of the trouble in court. There may be something much bigger going on behind the scenes that could change everything about crypto. The financial world was shocked this week when Donald Trump's Truth Social filed with the CC to start a crypto blue chip ETF, and some of the things that will be in the ETF are XRP. It's not just a show of support. So this means that big businesses are beginning to see XRP as more than just a fad, but as a real way to make money. When you want to buy, you can use exchange traded funds or ETFs. These trade on stock markets like NASDAQ. They are the best way for traditional buyers to get exposure to assets without having to own or manage them. An XRP ETF would allow pension funds, hedge funds, and retirement plans to buy XRP accounts that let you trade in XRP without having to use a wallet. Now, cash worth billions of dollars is on the table. There's still more talk. It got even worse when the governor of XRP sent out a tweet. XRP wants to be an ETF on the NASDAQ. Many groups are keeping an eye on the case so that when the SEC gives a go-ahead, it will rise instead of ripple. Words like that show how excited people are after years of not knowing what the law would do. It also brings back to the big issue that no one wishes to discuss. The case between Ripple and the SEC is still going on. Since it began in 2020, this case has shown that there are issues with the rules in the crypto area. Some people in the XRP community think that the court system is being used to keep the price of XRP low, while Ripple quietly makes deals all over the world. This makes them suspicious, even paranoid. Some people have said that the fight is more about performance than enforcement and is meant to stop the rise of XRP while officials figure out how to keep the crypto world in check. That doesn't work. Still work for everyone. Bill Morgan, a famous lawyer, recently spoke out against the idea that the case is fake in some way. People are angry about how slowly things have been going, and he agreed. He even said that the most recent moves by both Ripple and the SEC were not very strong, not needed. He does not believe that there is a plan to stop people from using cryptocurrencies, though. Morgan even said that these were just bad ways to handle the law and not proof of collusion. Even more honest was Fred Rispoli, a legal analyst with a lot of experience in the crypto field. He said that one of Ripple's moves wasn't the best and that the company might have missed a chance to make things simpler. At the start of this year, there was real hope that a trouble spot had been found. Ripple chose to pay a $50 million 0-cent civil fine, which was a lot less than what was first being promised. It looked like the SEC was about to lift the ban that kept Ripple from selling XRP to large buyers. But that hope quickly went away when Judge Annalisa Torres showed up. She said no to 2 offers from Ripple and the SEC at the same time, one in May and one in June, and they both wanted to get rid of the order. It seemed to her that Ripple and the SEC weren't following the law properly and hadn't shown her any special circumstances that made her change her mind. Because of this, Ripple dropped its cross appeal. There's now a wait for the seat to do the same thing. The case seems almost over, but the last part hasn't been written yet. People who use XRP are counting down the days until the S officially pulls out and the legal clouds clear up for good. While XRP has been having problems going to court and being linked to market manipulation for years, it might finally be about to become famous. The head of XRP said, when the approval comes, if it comes, it won't ripple, it will surge. Even people who work with crypto are excited, but not in the way you might think. The markets could be really shocked by what they think will happen next with XRP. It's not just going up in price. Wall Street has a very different view of crypto now. What's going to happen will not be ready for you. That's how people feel. More sure of themselves on social media. A man says there is once again a bull market for XRP. Ito Farina says it even more directly. The price of XRP is through the roof. There are a lot of people who have been keeping a close eye on Ripple Van Winkle. Without a doubt, XRP has broken out. The first level of danger went down. Things are going along very quickly. Brad Garlinghouse is taking the stand right now. And then what's going on with all this noise? Let's take it apart. First, we need to understand the model that experts are using to look at things in the past. Once more, the price of XRP went through the roof in 2017. There was a huge rise of 150% in the value of the ticket from March to May of that year, from less than a cent to almost $40, 0 cents. After being stable for a while, XRP went off the charts again in December 2017. It went up by another 17% and hit its highest point in January 2018. The whole game. That's crazy. 69,000%. Yes, you read that right. Now, some market experts like Raoul Pal, co-founder of Real Vision, say that those times and now have strange links. Powell says that the crypto market is set up a lot like it was in early 2017, right after Donald Trump became president for the first time. Today, Trump is back in the news and the US dollar is strong all over the world. Powell says we are starting a cycle that we have seen before. The present strength of the dollar, in his opinion, is fake and short-term. It is due to short-term policy rather than long-term fundamentals. And this is the reason why dangerous investments like cryptocurrency often do very well when the dollar falls in value. Also, what does this mean for XRP? XRP went from about 50 cents to $3.00 between November 2024 and January 2025 after Trump was reelected in November 2024. That's a 580% increase in just 3 months. Then just like in 2017, things got back to normal for a few months. As shown in the past, analysts such as Edgar Crypto believe that the next phase could see another rise, which could take XRP to $5.00 or even $6.00. A few people are even more hopeful and believe that XRP could hit $78.00 in the next wave if things keep going well. It's not just the tough parts in this case. The basics are very important. The fact that Brad Garlinghouse' statement took place at the same time as XRP breakout shows how seriously the Ripple team is taking their work with lawmakers and regulators. Ripple is still working behind the scenes to make deals with other countries and get more people to use its technology. The CC action may finally be over, though. Those who know about the case expect an official end to the charge in the next few weeks. That would get rid of one of the last big legal issues that was holding XRP back. What does this mean for people who invest? The past doesn't always come back, but a lot of the time it rhymes. When well-known people like Raoul Pal start to link the changes in the market during the Trump administration, the dollar's falling value, and the price trends of XRP, people pay attention. We should also talk about how XRP and Ripple work together.